You can go ahead and talk and stuff while we're waiting.
Hey JT, how are you doing?
He's not on yet. Just talk. Let him know that we're coming.
All right, so guys, this is James coming to you live from RG Clarksville Combat Sports and Wellness Center. In just a few short moments, we'll be going live with JT Torres. Very excited to talk to him, get a little bit of his insight, talk to him a little bit more before he shows up here for Saturday for our seminar. So if you are seeing me live and talking right now, tell some friends, get tuned in, share it, let people know we're going to be live. We can also be able to field some of your questions if you guys are sending them in. Questions for myself, questions for JT, and looking forward to getting this thing going and rolling. Going to be an excellent seminar. Super excited to host him. Can't wait to have him here in our area to share the art. So let's try to see what we can get going. Like I said, take this time if you're not on to get on.
Let's see if we're streaming everywhere. Shows that we're live. Live on Facebook.
So here we are. We're doing this thing, so we're going to figure it out. So those of you who may not have ever looked up JT, I always tell, like, even the students here, go check him out on YouTube. Look at some of his matches. I've been a fan for well over 10 years. Got to watch an epic match between him and Marcelo Garcia, some of his ABC championships. So very excited to be able to have this type of talent here. So once again, like I said, jump in, ask questions, get excited about the seminar. We still have slots available, so if you haven't jumped on one, jump on one. It'll be this Saturday. We're going from 11 to 1. It's going to be amazing. Come on through. And this is, once again, it's open to any academy, any affiliation. This is about the art, man. Don't get hung up on any type of whatever. Like, you got this level of talent that's going to be in Clarksville, Tennessee, right? And if you have the ability to be in the house, be in the house. Grow your jiu-jitsu, right? That's what it's all about, sharing the art. So excited to have someone of this caliber here in our area that's going to be willing to share the art with us. Understand it's also the holiday seasons. A lot of you have Christmas parties or seminars or something else going on, but if you can be here, be here. This is going to be freaking amazing. Excuse me. I've been excited about this for a minute. So for me, I couldn't think of a better way to end the year than with this type of talent in our local facility. So yeah, super excited to have JT coming through. Looking forward to getting to this interview and just talking to him, learning a little bit more about him on a personal level. And I'm seeing what he's going to share with us. And like I said, some of the questions are coming through now. Sean, I'm sure you want to learn DJ, but I can't help you too much with what you already have. All right, so you come through. We'll try and teach you as much as we can. All right. So yeah, let's get it. Yeah, drink some coffee.
We're having trouble with Instagram, but we've got everything else up. Are we doing gi and no gi?
Yeah, we'll be doing gi and no gi. So don't know how he's going to break it up, but he's going to go over some gi techniques. He's going to go over some no gi techniques, and I'm going to ask him what he's going to share. So tune in for that. All kinds of things, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to particularly talk to him about some of his half guard stuff. He's got some of the sneakiest half guard sweeps I've ever seen. Very deliberate, especially in his no-gi. Some great setups. Very good with hand control and positioning. So once again, like if you are truly looking to enhance your game, if you can't be here for the seminar, try to talk to someone who was here or find out of some video footage. Um, Very excited about what's about to happen here. So so and for those of you who know me, you should be very proud that I'm actually doing tech stuff ish. So y'all know caveman, it's like pen and paper or rock and a chisel. So yeah,
JT's not.
we're actually trying to do something. So let's go.
He's good.
All right. So, how are you doing, sir?
What's going on? Great. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Oh man, we're doing awesome. Super excited. Big fan. Gonna get all the fanboy stuff
Thank
out of the way early. Um, so I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions so that the people who may not be as familiar with you, they can get some information about your background, how you got into jujitsu and everything else. But
Cool.
like I said, I've been a fan for a while. One of my favorite was watching you when you were working with Marcelo, your ADCC matches.
Yes.
Super impressive. Great body of work.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, so let's get it started. So once again, here with JT Torres. Please tell them a little bit about yourself, how old you are, how long you've been training, and what got you into jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely. So, T, it stands for Jonathan Torres. So actually, everyone, always trips out when I tell them that Jonathan JT Torres. And like, no, my name's actually Jonathan Torres, but everyone calls me JT. That nickname was actually given to me by my karate instructor back when I was a little kid, when I was like 10, 11 years old. So that's go back being involved in martial arts. But I'm 33 years old now. I've been training. I started, with karate and then wrestling. And then I got jiu-jitsu around the age of 14, 15 years old. At my karate dojo, my karate instructor was also a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He was holding it. He was always teaching me a little bit of jiu-jitsu here and there throughout the years of martial arts. 14, 15, I felt deeply in love with it, and I went all out with jiu-jitsu. 15, 16 years, something like that. Long time now. Actually, the other day I was talking about how long I've been up here. June of next year, I get my 4th degree on my black belt. So that's, 15 years.
As a black belt.
Yeah, so training a long time. Yeah, so training a long time. I've had the opportunity to be able to travel around the world as well. I've won some of the biggest tournaments there is to win in jiu-jitsu. I've won, I've won Pan Ams, Europeans, Nogi Worlds, Nogi Pans, and this is all at black belt. Yeah, I've been blessed to have been on top of the game. I've been blessed to be able to travel the world and share my knowledge. And now I've been blessed this weekend to share some of my knowledge with you guys.
Okay, great segue, like that. The other part, what will you be sharing with us? They've asked about gi and no gi. So what techniques, or will you be doing both for us?
So, I'm someone who I like to think that my game is well-rounded. I like to think I feel comfortable top, bottom, takedowns, everything. So what I want to focus on is a good of events, right? So I would like to show you guys how I like to get the game started from the field, for example. So I had an idea of how I wanted to run this. want to show you guys how I like to get. Then from there, I'd like to show you guys a couple of attacks off my back, which will then transfer into right, sweep or takedown right to the guard position. A couple submissions, sweeps to the top game. You guys how I like to pass and submit from there as well. This way, you guys have a whole array of techniques that are different aspects of my game.
See, I love it. I always like to talk about chains and sequences, so I'm loving this. So we're going from the beginning of the match to the end of the match. So
it's always good for students to learn, right? I can show you I like to pass, but some person may have a question like, well, how'd you even get to the position where you're able to pass on their back? X, Y, and Z. So, I've always thought about teaching in that fashion where this way it's easier for the person to learn and walk away from the seminar and add it to their games.
Awesome. I'm excited about that. And as we see, we get people are chiming in, talking about how excited they are to have you coming in. So great, guys. Like I said, as long as you're following us, go ahead and sub it. Every so often I'll read something and share it with JT, and he'll give you guys some feedback in real time. All right. So great stuff. So who are you? I heard you talk about your karate instructor who was a blue belt. Well, who were some of your earlier influences in jiu-jitsu?
And so when I first started training jiu-jitsu, there weren't many high-level guys around me where I can go. I studied a lot of footage. So I would always watch those. I used to have the DVD sets, and I would put them on repeat. I would just watch the final match. And then I was watching 2007 Mundials, right? And around that time, the heavy hitters were guys like Marcelo Garcia, Cobrinha, and those are the guys that I studied a lot of back that stood out to me. When I was watching their games, I was like, wow, man, like this is beautiful jiu-jitsu. These guys are good everywhere. And that's what attracted me to their game. So those are the guys I saw ranks, and those are guys that I would try to mimic, right? Something I would do, their matches, because there weren't really any instructionals back then, and these didn't have gyms in America yet or anything like that. So there was no or reach out to them or go see them, right? It was all just watching their footage. So I would watch their matches, and I would question at my gym and tell myself, okay, today I'm gonna try to mimic what match, or I'm gonna try to mimic what Cobrinha did in that finals match, and that's what I would do. I prove myself by watching those guys that to me stuck out as being, and even till this day, I mean, their jiu-jitsu ranks amongst the best in the world, or amongst the those are the guys I studied a lot and influenced my game big time.
Okay, awesome. Also, so especially since you talked about that, one of my favorite, and I said it earlier, one of my favorite video clips, because I'm the same. I'm highly influenced by first Marcelo Garcia, and then I saw the that you two had, and that's what led me to becoming a big fan of you. Tell me about that match. How did that experience feel, rolling with Marcelo?
Man, rolling with Marcelo Garcia was a dream come true. This was probably right when I got my black belt. This was 14 back in 2009, and up to that point, I've probably only seen a handful of black. And I would say, I think it's safe to say that was probably the first world-class, world champion, ADCC world champion black belt that I got to train. Of course, I was starstruck at first. I was like, wow, I'm, rolling with and it was a great learning experience for me. I went into that training session trying to learn. And again, it was my first time being exposed to such a high, and it was amazing, man. It was totally amazing. It gave me an idea of where I was, where I wanted to bring my jiu-jitsu to that level, or I got the feel for it. I should say it's hard to explain in words, but there's a different feel to it when it comes to just being 3-4 steps ahead of your partner, and that's what I felt Marcelo was when I was training with him back then. To be like that one day, so I just kept studying and studying a lot from him, seeing things that he did, his timing on certain techniques, and I just try to add that to my game, help me get better. But it was an out of world experience. It was amazing, especially back then, where there still weren't too many high level guys around in the immediate area. So.
All right. So if you guys didn't catch what he said, here he was, this young gun that was burning up the scene, training with an ADCC champion, multiple time champion that was available to him, which there wasn't a lot of availability at that time. He was able to go somewhere, have that experience, and would you say that just helped your game momentously?
Big time. Like I said, it gave me a benchmark, right? I said, okay, I'm a solid black belt. I'm a young black belt. I'm a new black belt in the world. Big difference, right? I said, this is where I want to be eventually. I want to get to this level. I got hard drilling, sparring, and just learning. And, training definitely helped me do that. It gave me a good idea of what high level is.
How many times have you won the ADCC?
Twice now. I've won twice, and we're not done soon.
Okay. So Clarksville, Nashville, Tennessee. You have a two-time ADCC champion that will be in your backyard. You heard what he said about his experience and his growth from being able to be around someone of that ilk. You now have the same opportunity that a young JT had that's at your disposal. He's going to be here Saturday from 11 to 1. You have no excuse not to come and grow your game. Period. The only thing that will be in your way will be you. This young man is coming down to share the art, share his expertise, and allow you to be around someone of his level. You may not want to miss it. I'm just saying. Like, I'm going to be here. I'm an old cat, but I'm going to be here. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get that knowledge. All right? So you guys should come and check that out. And thank you. That was amazing. But like I said, I've been a fan for a long time. Oh, and I'm going to have to make sure we give a shout out to Ruby, Jared Rubido. He's a purple belt. He's like, man, I can get JT here. He was a big advocate for us to try to get you to come down and hang out with us. He's also going to be your point of contact.
Appreciate that.
For coming back and forth. So I wanted to make sure I gave Ruby a shout out so he knows that we talked about him on here.
Awesome. Right? Appreciate that.
Also, my professor, Brian Marvin, told me to give you a shout out. He was here last week for a seminar. He had nothing but great things to say. He was super excited that you were going to be here. He has a seminar, of course, back in Houston, so he can't be here. But he was like, man, it's going to be awesome. You guys are going to be well served. You're going to have JT. Tell him I wish him the best. Wish he could be here. So I wanted to pass that message along as well.
I appreciate it. Brian's a great guy. He's had me at his. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's very excited. He was like, man, you guys got JT. I'm like, yeah, we doing stuff.
I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
Question: have you ever been to the South? You ever been to Tennessee?
I actually have been to Tennessee. I've been long time ago though. Long time ago. I'm definitely due for another trip, man. Looking forward to this weekend.
All right, cool. I'm glad to get here and host you. Maybe get some barbecue in you, some real barbecue. So
that'd be great.
All right.
Be great.
All right. So we may have to feed you a couple of times. So that being said, when you're not doing jiu-jitsu, what's a day like for JT? What do you like to do? What are your interests outside of jiu-jitsu?
Outside of jiu-jitsu, to be honest with you, I'm doing jiu-jitsu every day, all day, basically. Little time that I'm not doing jiu-jitsu, I guess. I guess I'm just resting. I'm just resting to re-up to do more, to be honest with you. Usually when I get home, I do like to enjoy a night for go out to eat and stuff like that. I am a big food guy. I do enjoy eating food. I think that comes along with being in your weight and losing weight, gaining weight, cutting weight, X, Y, and Z. So you I feel sometimes, but I mean, outside of enjoying food and watching a good movie or a good show here and there, even when I go home, I'll throw on a match or watch or study or look at notes written down in it or instructional books of it. I have an Andre book. I don't know. I enjoyed them.
Okay, cool. See, all right. So y'all heard that he's kind of a foodie. Briones, you might want to try and bring out that pork that you say is amazing. We'll see. I might be inclined to throw some ribs on just so he can taste, and he will let JT decide who's got the better pork. Maybe. I don't want to hurt your feelings, Val, in front of the world.
That's good.
But
Good.
we'll see how that goes. Question: who was one of your favorite opponents, and then who was one of your least favorite opponents? I know you see sometimes, especially in these matches, you start seeing the same people, especially in your weight division. So who's someone you get, that frenemy, that so to speak, and then somebody that you're like, ugh, this guy.
Oh, that's a good question, man. Let me see here. I guess, I would say part opponents, just because I know it's because that sounds right, because he's super tough, but because when you have it makes you bring your level up too, right? It makes you rise. I would say it's probably one of my favorite opponents as far as always forcing me to be on my game. And then least favorite opponents. That's a tough question, really. I don't know if I have a specific. Anyone who plays 50-50 locks me up to 50-50. I would say that opponents.
So Ryan Hall and all those guys. Anybody?
50, and tie me down from there. I would say my least favorite opponent. I'm somebody who I like to get after it, and whether that means winning or losing, as long as we got after it, I can live. It's just when the matches are kind of tied down because of positional circumstances, that those are the matches I try to avoid or dislike.
Okay, that makes sense. I understand that one. So you said movies, music. What's on your playlist? What do you like to listen to?
A lot of Future. I like listening to. Who else? There's a lot of Future, to be honest with you. That's my. Okay. That's who I get hyped up to, and that's.
All right, cool, got it. So when you come in, we're playing nothing but Garth Brooks. Got you covered. All right, just joking. Man, I'm actually really enjoying this. I'm looking forward. We got a lot of people on here talking about they're looking forward to this event like a kid waiting for Christmas. I am too. Thank you for taking this time to give the little people a little bit more insight, let them know what to expect. I've only heard great things about your seminars, your teaching style. People go on rants about just how personal and great, how great your instruction is. So I was excited to hear that. But like I said, just spending this time talking to you, yeah, I'm super excited. Like, this is going to be phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Open book too. When I'm there this week, everyone to feel comfortable with me and know that I'm an open book. After I'm done, have a little bit of Q&A. So if anyone had any other questions on any other positions I didn't cover or that I did teach, I'd be more than happy to do that. And then training. I love to train too. You guys are ready to roll. Get some rounds in with me. So I love to train. I love to, get training with new people, sharing the weekend with you guys, and having a good time with you guys.
All right, we're looking for. So you guys heard that. He said he's down the road. He's going to share the mats with you guys. So not just going to teach. He's actually going to be around to answer questions and to share sweat with you. Right. Once again, If you miss this, you got nobody to blame but yourself. All right. The biggest name to be in this area ever. He's going to be in our house. Come in here and check it out. All right. Oh, got to do the
Appreciate
plug.
that.
Seminar tickets are available at shoprgclarksville.com. Yeah, I have a Linda. She tells me what to do. So I have to make sure we're doing this.
Oh, absolutely.
Pop in. Hi.
I was Linda popping in saying hi. All right. So keeps me on task. So make sure if you don't know where to go to get your seminar tickets, you can go to shop.rgclarksville.com to get your JT Torres tickets. You can buy them online. Don't miss it. We want to pack this house. Show this man that give him the respect he deserves. He's going to be in this area, man. Let's show up for him. He's coming down for us. Let's support this event, make it spectacular, because maybe he'll want to come back, and share some more art with us. All right, so let's try and make that happen.
100%. And come back for some more ribs, too.
He said he wanted to, and I guess I'm going to have to go on and knock out some ribs, y'all. I have to make sure I get them going for him. All right? Not too often. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and get him smoked up this season. We'll hook him up. All right.
I appreciate that.
Get that going. Yeah, man. If you like food, we eat. Now, it's Tennessee. We eat. We cut serious weight because we eat. We don't play around here.
Can't wait, man. I can't wait. Looking forward to it.
All right. I don't know how much more time you got. I did want to touch on one more thing. Now, you said you wrestled. How long did you wrestle, and how much wrestling would you say wrestling is a part of your game?
It's definitely a big part of my game. Even my gi game too. I think just having that wrestle me, obviously physically, right, with takedowns and things like that, having a good base, but more so mental things. Mindset is one of go, don't stop until the mission's accomplished. That's something that carried over into my style of jiu-jitsu as well. But I started wrestling at a goal when I started, and the goal was to eventually end up wrestling in school, so on and so forth, however far I went. But around the time going into high school when I started, and wrestling took a back seat to jiu-jitsu. But here in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, we have really good wrestling out here. I always kept training wrestling at mat clubs. So like once, twice a week, with the idea of having wrestling being a supplement to my jiu-jitsu. During the school year, I'd be working with, tough. During summer times, I would have the college kids come back, and I would train with the college kids. So I was on my wrestling, but it just took a backseat to jiu-jitsu. So I never did anything like that, but I did wrestle in tournaments too. Like I would go to these wrestling tournaments that you could sign up for, competing a lot too. But I never wrestled officially first. I think helped my jiu-jitsu because I always trained wrestling for jiu-jitsu. So there were certain techniques I would stay away from. Obviously, focused on takedowns that kept my neck in a safe spot, my shoulders in a safe spot to avoid Kimura traps, things like that. But I wrestled a long time, and I still wrestle to this day. I mean, once, twice a week, we get together, we wrestle, we drill techniques. Even during my past, a big part of the camp is warming up with wrestling drills and takedowns and techniques. So I've been jiu-jitsu, but obviously jiu-jitsu has been the main focus.
Cool. Well, the reason I like that, I know it's part of your past, and we also offer wrestling here. We have our own wrestling club, Screaming Eagles Wrestling. Yeah, so we try to make people understand we're very well-rounded when we say combat sports, between our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the wrestling, the judo. We even have boxing. It's everything we can to make you a more complete athlete. Like you guys alluded to earlier, being very well-rounded from the beginning to the end of the match, being able to control in each and every position. And we have quite a few young wrestlers here, so I always like to make sure we shout out to them, to Professor Andrew, who is our wrestling coach and our head instructor, who's helped build up the wrestling team, to Luke, Christian, all these guys that are helping the transition from our young wrestlers to jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once again, like I said, give all these guys a shout out, give them their glory. Duvian, who helps out with some of our lady, she wrestled. So we have some amazing female competitors in house as well as our kids program. So I'm hoping that these people will show up for you. You'll get a chance to touch them and submit them. Not me, but them. We'll have some fun.
Awesome, man. Sounds like a game plan. I can't wait. Looking.
All right. I know you have things to do. You need to get back on the mat and train. Think we've covered pretty much everything. Anything else? Tickets. Once again, Linda told me tickets. So once again, guys, seminar tickets available at shop.rgclarksville.com. Go on there. Buy your tickets. We should see a boost in sales today. Get your tickets. Come on in. Let's get it going. Right now, is it their regular price?
Right now they're 85.
Right now, they're 85. I'm going to tell you what.
Shop RG.
On Shop RG. I'll tell you what. For the first 10 people, the next 10 people in the next hour, they call and say, you watch this with JT and I. JT's going to give you a word. If you call and say that word, we're going to give you $20 off your ticket. What's the word they need to say, JT? Say that again.
Knee
cut. All right. Knee cut. There we go. You guys call in and say you saw JT. You give us knee cut. We'll give you a $20 discount on your tickets. Phone number is 931-241-2159. 931-241-2159. The first 10 people. If you're number 11, guess what? If you ain't first, you're last. Don't call. You won't make it. All right. Thank you, JT.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Professor. I'll see you guys this weekend.
Looking forward to working with you, sir. Have a great day.
You guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Outro. No. Oh, okay, guys. I had a great time talking to JT. Very likable, very personable. You heard what he had to say. The things that influenced him, he watched a lot of video of champions. Once he became a black belt and had the time to train with an ADC champion, he went and did that. That experience helped propel him and to change his mindset that he wanted to be a champion. You now have that opportunity. Like, all jokes and seriousness aside, you have the opportunity to train with a 2-time ADCC champion, multiple-time European, Pan Am, World's champion. He's only 33 years old. He's been a black belt longer than I've been doing jiu-jitsu. He's going to be here in Clarksville, Tennessee, available to you to share the art with you. Now, it's only going to cost you $65 if you're one of the first 10. Other than that, it's $85. That's cheap to grow your art, to have a great time. And not only is he going to instruct, he's like, I'll stay here afterwards. We'll have an open mat and we will roll. You will have the opportunity not just learn from, but possibly be able to tell people that you roll with JT Torres. Now, how that roll goes, hey, but you have the ability to come in and train with someone that most people only get to see online or videos or whatever else. It's going to be here, Henzo Gracie, Clarksville, Saturday from 11 to 1, and then afterwards for the open mat. Come in and check it out. All right? If you don't come, once again, that's between you and your art. For everybody else that's looking to get better, to get that information, come in. If you're a wrestler, come in. If you're a jiu-jitsu practitioner, definitely come in. If you're someone serious about competition, you definitely want to be here. Whether you're getting the physical part or even just asking the right questions to help you with your mental aspect of your game. Don't pass up this opportunity. You can call the number 931-241-2159. Say knee cut, the first 10 within the next hour, and we give you a $20 discount. If you're not the first 10, if you're 11 and beyond, you need to go to shop.rgclarksville.com and get that ticket for $85. I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. You should be excited about seeing JT on Saturday, and we're going to be here. And looks like I got to make some ribs. So there we go.